Hello, Gemini. This is Marta with Universal Power Tarot. And these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Yay! Hi, guys. How are you doing? I know it's been a minute, but that's just the way it is right now. Yeah, you can't help it. I was already given for you, my dear Geminis, and whoever else is here watching and felt drawn to the reading. Feather, Diary, Love, Epic. And then immediately when I finished to say my little spiel to open this sacred space with the intention to encourage, elevate, and empower you on your personal and spiritual growth journey, I received the communicator / translator. So that was interesting because that came through quite strongly. Now I know Gemini, that is about thought and communication, more so communication from what I remember. So that should be interesting. And I wondered if you're identifying, if you would see yourself as a channel, or maybe you're stepping into certain abilities that actually help you to receive certain type of information, because I'm now seeing a field opening that is almost looking like a maze. You're right in the middle of it, so actually maybe someone needs to get to you because you're right in the middle of it, right? I'm reminded of Greek mythology where the damsel is in the middle of the labyrinth and someone has to come from the outside. I'm being given the Minotaur. I don't remember if those two stories are connected, but possibly. And someone has to come from the outside to save the damsel in the middle, or the thing of importance, or the person of importance in the middle. So I'm wondering, but it started out with you in the middle, in this round circle in the middle, and the maze is building up around you, which is really interesting. Obviously, that also reminds me of the human brain and how complex and complicated it is made to be, and then of course the human body as well. Now I understand that is still a little bit cryptic. I just saw 222 as well, but we'll see. We'll hop into it and see what wants to come out for you. Okay, Geminis? There's a lot. Okay. There's a lot, dudes, for you. So there's a lot possibly for you that's happening in the mental space. I can second that right now. I don't really know what's going on, but there's a lot of thoughts that are like intruding into a usually peaceful space, I want to say, which push that away, I want to say. Push that away because it's nothing of importance really, like most of it isn't. And suss through it is what they're saying, because there are important parts in it. So let's see, let's suss through your cards. No. Yes. Eight of Swords is your first yes card. Okay, now take these away. It's really important to suss through the thoughts. That's what I just heard, because I almost had the inclination of leaving them underneath the card that is now being placed on top. But no, there was a strong sense of no, like you have to do away with that. So in case you're battling with that right now, with your thought space, mental space, and things just want to come in, and kind of like the crows here, they're kind of, kind of like crows attacking, but it's more so seeking attention, right? This is interesting because I really perceive it as like this. Very interesting. This is the mental space and you have to suss through it. If she took off her blindfold, she realized that this was all an illusion, because she's actually this one, right? You're actually this one over here. So if you step back and became the observer more than the image, more than the perceived image, if you realize that, and there's something in it about society as well, and the mirrors, the smoke and mirrors and the images that we're almost being made to put forward, I want to say, but it's still our decision. But it can be a tricky thing to dismantle, being given the Wizard of Oz to, the dismantling of the system and of our own masks, because that's how it is, right? This is how you regain your power. It's not about pointing the fingers, because 3 would be pointing right back at you. It's having a look at your own stuff and at what's going on within your own system. So if you did that, if you took off the blindfold and be like, okay, let's have a look at this. Like, what is this actually? To step out of the position that you seem to be currently in, especially with the influx of thoughts here, that could be extremely helpful, because it's actually not about, because it could cause you to be a little bit anxious, right? Even with the 8 of Swords, but it's a mental prison, right? So one that isn't actually true. And it could be highly beneficial to just take a step back and observe what is being presented to you with that smoke and mirrors here. No, 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 no. Yes, there's so many cards that I just discarded. Look at this. That aren't yours. So I'm wondering if that also has to do with the communicator position, so that you would just receive a lot of things. It's almost like, sometimes I describe it to people as holding up, you know, being the guide and holding up the flag. Oh, I'm a channel. And then all of a sudden everything comes in and it's like, oh, really? You can translate for us? Bah. And you need to have like opening hours. You need to be, you know, you need to have your boundaries in place and be like, dude, I'm not open right now. I'm sleeping, or I'm working, I am cooking, leave me alone. Like, I will be working within from 9 to 10, let's say, or something like that, you know what I mean? So set aside some time for when the channeling is coming in, when the ideas are supposed to flow, and at other times you just say bye because it's too much, okay? And then there's also the thing of sorting through it. My recommendation here is strongly the stick to love and light. That's what we work here with on this channel, of course, with the shadow too. That is like the main thing, love, light, and shadow, right? This is super, super important. But what I mean is, in terms of if you're listening to certain influences, and if when they're starting to come in for you, Gemini, or maybe you're further along on this journey, it still has the same importance. It matters who you are listening to, whose information you're bringing down to this earth and allowing to use you as their vessel, okay? This is really important. Wow, so you're definitely, you know, have the ability here to bring down love and light and to be really connected, because I do see you in this healer position here. And as a healer, you would always, it's together, you would always have to heal yourself too. Like, it's a gradual journey where you would receive clients or people, friends, that match your current energy, but then you have to level up too. That means going through shadow work, and that's exactly that, because it's a gradual process, right? You're going up the stairs here along with your clients or with your friends that you're helping and healing here with. It's a gradual process. It's quite magical, but it also has the counter side here too. I really want to make this very clear. So this is really important, because when we're doing shadow work, which this is definitely not identifying as, which this is definitely, you know, shouting out to be like, I'm over here, I'm shadow work. So it's screaming out, this is shadow work, is what I'm trying to say. But there's also those higher energies. So sometimes people mistake this as, oh, I'm going to step down. You're actually not, you're actually leveling up. That means having another look, or a look at what is currently going on and what the crows are trying to make you aware of here, aka your thoughts. What are they trying to tell you? Because it's like nitpicking. It's like a little bit, right? It's not, they're not doing actual damage, but yet here they are. And it's tied to this healing process, tied into this healing process. And this is very interesting, because I'm now perceiving you. I might have to turn on the fan, and I apologize, because there will be some background noise, but it's quite hot. So I see this, you as being underwater all of a sudden. First, this started to spin like a cosmos. You know how we were seeing stars and star system, like galaxies, how they seem to be spinning or like in a swirl? That's what this just looked like. So cosmic communication in place, check. Now, as soon as this started to happen, I saw you as underwater. This was really interesting and is reminding me of Atlantis and of the powerful, the communicators, the ones that have a strong effect on the Earth's grid here. So this is why you're sitting here. This is why you're not up there. This is why you're sitting here, because you're earthbound in this lifetime. That's very interesting. That is very interesting. But you sometimes may be feeling the longing for home, or may have an inexplicable thing where all of a sudden you would start to cry and you don't really know why. So there's definitely this connection to home. The bond never broke. And matter of fact, it's leading, you're holding it, but it's also leading straight into the earth. It's as if you put like a copper wire on your plants so that they would receive more energies from the cosmos. Very interesting. This is what this is. You have a strong connection to the skies, but also to Mother Earth. This is very interesting. I need more cards for this. I feel like this one, no. Okay, the last one's no. Out of all of those, I don't know how many cards, probably like 10, 15 cards. We have 2 cards here that are actually significant. So again, the connotation to be mindful of your thoughts, be mindful of what's coming in here for you, Gemini. Why would they be here? Hang on, give me a minute. Because I almost perceive these as roses, so feminine energy. They're on the side of the mirror. Never perceived it as such. They're here, like teeny tiny. I don't know if you can see it, 1111. So you must be seeing synchronicities. But there is also this element of feminine energy, but it's really small, like in that shadow aspect. And actually, that used to be the color of my wall, and I thought that was extremely feminine, like the petrol color here. That's interesting. There's something about colors. We have the purple here too in the other image, but here she's no longer dressed as black. She's quite colorful. Her hair is different too. There's a lightness to it. So you could also be, of course, be feeling those 2 sides, right? Gemini, the twins, obviously, right? But with you, the duality could be stronger than with others, because you have this one side, this strong shadow element that wants to be looked at, but then there's also like the healing and the lighter side of things. This is very interesting, and to be in acceptance of both, though, I think this is where it's at, to bring in those other parts of yourself to make the team whole. This one, yes, to make the team whole. Okay, the Healing Waters Oracle. Let me pull you one more card, and then we'll take it over to Patreon. It's 1111 a month. And I was thinking maybe I shouldn't say it that way anymore, because it really depends on how much time and energy I have currently within the months. So let's just say this is for your reading. And anything extra is a bonus, I guess. But please also know that you don't have to go via sign. That is very much intuitively, whatever you feel drawn to and whatever calls you in, because more often than not, it's just an energy thing. Let's see what we have. What are the current energies and what's happening within certain signs, possibly. This one, no. Okay, what do we have? This one, yes. Wow. Interesting. Okay, we have King Tide for you here. Actually need the book probably. Oops. There's masculine energy now, all of a sudden, which is very interesting. So possibly the feminine energy, maybe you were made to feel more masculine. Here's the card. I apologize for the jumpiness. I never realized this. I probably have like ADHD, but I realized that I'm, jumping quite a bit. I hope you can follow. So the King Tide, maybe you were made to feel more masculine than feminine if you're a female, and vice versa if you're a male. Or no, that's not true. They're saying that's not true. Same if you're a male, also that masculine, distorted masculinity, I want to say in that case. If you're a female, then that feminine element was not okay. And if you're a male, that masculine element was distorted. Like whoever was your masculine image was distorted. and hence you received a little bit of a distorted image of a masculine. And this could be both in one as well, I want to say here. But femininity wasn't okay if you're a woman. Like that was not okay. And I feel like it really is tying into your healing process here. We have King Tide. This one is a true king, I want to say. Plenty, prosperity, receiving the fullness of life. So when we have a wound in certain areas, like in the past, that can definitely influence like our abundance, how we see life, how full our life is being. And it does have to do with bringing back, excuse me, those lost parts of yourself, because they're not just shadow element. They bring tremendous blessings, and more often than not, more aliveness into your life, like more creativity, more willingness, you know, to have fun, more, all of those things, they come with that as well, because when they're buried, they're burying all those positive traits as well. Okay, so this to me is very, very tied in here. I'm very much, with this last card here for you in this YouTube reading, I'm very much given the communicator. So there's also that element, Gemini, of, yeah, okay, bringing those two together, making them flow, and hence the channel opens big time. Big time, because water is an element that is, my English words today, I'm lacking my brain, maybe it's too hot. A conductor. The water is a strong conductor here for the energies, the heavenly and the earthly. This is interesting because it's combining too, you know, because water, we have the water cycle. So it's actually the infinity symbol just upright. Basically, it's not the 8, it's the infinity symbol is what they're showing me, because it's the water cycle. And hence you are that transmitter, that conductor as well, that translator here, the communicator between heaven and earth. And that is what's trying to be healed right now as well. So the prosperity, the abundance aspect within your life, but also the channeling aspects and abilities. If you're already doing this, expect more of it to come in with that current healing. Okay, Gemini? All right, sweethearts, we're going to tap ourselves into the energies that want to unfold here further for you. For some of you, there could be like counterpart energy, but it could still be like from yourself. So we'll have a look into this. I also want to mention something new that is really, really, really cool. I call it the cartography constellation reading, which is if you're feeling drawn to a certain place on Earth, or if you're wondering why you're drawn to this certain place where you are currently on Earth, we can do a reading on it. Why are you here? Does this have ancestral ties? Does this have past life ties? Does this have a certain purpose that you're drawn to that? I now did a couple of those readings and they're so interesting. They're incredibly interesting. So I would use like a world map and we can see, or if you had a specific country in mind, then we would write down that specific country and then work with crystals signifying you, and you would be placed, and then, you know, all the information starts to stream in. Super interesting. I would like to offer it to you. If you're interested, please reach out to me, and yeah, ask for it if you need more information. Okay, I'm sending you so much love, light and shadow. We'll take it over to Patreon, and I'll see you next time or over there. Bye guys. Bye bye.